Hi, my name's Jack Mark. I'm the marketing manager for eFlite, and I'm here with Chris Puckett, product developer for eFlite, with a brand new P-47. And that's probably worth pointing out because I think the last P-47 we did was kind of a revamped version of the original Park Zone P-47. And this is ground up new development, right?
Brand new, yes sir.
So, and this is, to my knowledge, is this the first Razorback that we've done in foam, I think? Certainly first that we've done in quite some time. So
yeah,
it's
been quite a while. So,
why don't you tell us a little bit about the model? I see this is Kansas Tornado, which has got some historical significance, and doing it as a Razorback, obviously we've got quite a bit of extra stuff on this airplane. So why don't you kind of walk us through what makes this one a little bit different from maybe some of the P-47s we've done in the past?
Okay. Well, this is follows the line of the 1.2 meter eFlite aircraft that we already do, but one of the things we did do is it has full payload. So we're running rocket tubes, bombs, as well as a center drop tank. They are detachable, not in flight, but you can slide them off and the bombs pop on and off. We are running an 880 kV motor, so it has a little bit more power than the other 1.2 meter warbirds, but it's a girthier airplane, so it needs that little bit more power. Same prop as the Corsair and the Mustang currently run, so nothing new there. And one of the things that we've done away with is don't have that piece of tape to remove the hatch. It has little pieces of plastic here to get your fingernails under, and you can just won't damage the foam or anything right there.
That's pretty handy.
Off and on.
So that's a pretty massive battery compartment. Looks like that's big enough to fit a whole monkey.
A whole monkey in there. Look at that.
It's a whole monkey. Also not included. Sold separately.
Monkey not included.
Sold separately.
So batteries, it runs, we've flown it on 2200 milliamp 3 cells all the way up to 3000 milliamp 3 cells. No problems, plenty of room for anything you really want to put in there.
Awesome. So, and this is intended to be primarily a 3S power plant, I guess, or?
Correct, 3S.
Okay. Awesome. And then the retracts are included as well, just like they've been on our other 1.2s?
Retracts and flaps are pre-installed, ready to go. It does have a little bit more scale gear door than our P-47s have had in the rear. It's a two-piece gear door as opposed to the single piece that we've used in the past.
That's pretty snazzy. And that gear itself looks like, I think there's a little bit more detail on the gear strut than I think what we've done in the past.
It's detailed, but it's not a functioning oleo, but it does give you that nice scale look.
Yeah. And then the tire tread, we've never done, I don't think our previous P-47 had a molded tire tread on it.
It is a much more scale tire, and it's as large in diameter as we could get that we feel comfortable with, so flying off grass is not a problem.
Oh, great. Yeah, I know there was a lot of guys that kind of, you know, they may have a well-manicured field, but it's not paved necessarily, so
Correct.
Being able to take off from that kind of terrain is a welcome feature for a lot of those guys. So what can you tell me about kind of how it flies compared to maybe somebody who's flown the Park Zone P-47?
It's got a little bit more power. The vertical climb is there. It's on par with the other 1.2 meter warbirds.
Oh, okay.
With the higher KV motor. Other than that, I mean, it flies very well. It's very tame. It also has safe select for those guys that want to arm that. But lands slow with the flaps. With or without the flaps, actually, they aren't necessary. So
safe select, so 6-channel airplane, that means that with the regular 4 channels that you usually have with an airplane, plus flaps, plus retracts,
Correct.
If you want to put safe select on its own switch, you're going to need to have at least a 7-channel radio?
7-channel, or you can assign it to like the gear switch, which
okay.
a lot of guys have done in the past.
Sure, so then you kind of have it on as you're landing, and if you need it if you want to have it on for takeoff, then
Correct.
Yeah, that makes sense. So you mentioned the payload stuff, which is really pretty cool. I mean, I haven't seen very many airplanes this size that have that many, that much stuff.
Yeah, there's a whole lot of payload going on.
So, but let's say you want to fly with it on, you want to fly with it off. What kind of tools do you have to take it on and off at the field? 0
tools. So the rocket tubes are on rails, and they just slide out. The bombs just clip onto the pylon with clips, as does the center drop tank, is just a clip-on unit. So 0 tools required. You will see a speed increase, a little bit of power increase with the payload removed.
That's awesome. So even guys, then that's kind of something I've always found a little bit fascinating. So you take the original Park Zone P-47, which was 3S, and I know the matter or the motor and the ESC are different from the original one to this one, but you add a little bit of wing area, you make the airplane a little bit bigger, and you're saying this actually picks up a little bit of speed and a little bit of performance?
Yeah, with the 880
relative to the other
kV
one?
motor and the higher pitch 4-blade prop, when you take the payload off, it's a very sporty aircraft.
Okay.
It's very aerobatic, so flies a lot like a sport airplane. But you can put the payload back on. Doesn't change the flight characteristics a whole lot, but it does slow it down just a tad.
Okay, well that's pretty neat. Well, Chris, thanks for taking the time to walk us through the P-47. And if you do have any questions, feel free to check us out online. We are going to have a video of this up as well, so if you haven't seen that yet, make sure you cruise on over to eFlight's website and check it out. And we'll see you next time.